Alright guys, so I generally wouldn't like doing this, but I just gotta ask if you do enjoy this video, it would be awesome if you were to subscribe, maybe leave a like, whatever. I don't generally like e-begging, but this is undoubtedly proven to be very effective. And I'm not trying to like force you to, it's more of just like a reminder or whatever. Alright, thanks guys. Alright, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let's get right into the video. So, Halo Combat Evolved, otherwise known as Halo 1, is way more than just like a sci-fi first-person shooter, and it's an innovative masterpiece of a game to this very day. It's fucking amazing, and it does much more than just good shooting mechanics. But I'll get into that in just a second. Now, Subnautica, if you haven't heard of it, is an underwater survival game where you're stranded on an alien planet and you have to get out alive. Gameplay is mostly made up of resource gathering, like gathering food and metal and building vehicles and a home base, and this whole ocean world that you've been stranded on. And I want to say with full confidence, with both of these games, there's nothing like them. Nothing truly like them. If you haven't, you cannot say you played something similar to Subnautica if you haven't really played Subnautica or Halo. Vice versa. They're truly such unique, incredible games. For those of you who haven't actually played Halo Combat Evolved, you might know what it is, obviously, but you haven't actually played it. One of the best parts that really isn't in the main advertising, a lot of people don't know about, is the mystique that the game presents you with. On the Pillar of Autumn, which is the main UNSC, or Human Military Space Force. So on the main UNSC cruiser, you crash land on Halo. It's a giant ring world. It's like the size of a planet, but it's all hollow and it's just a big ring. You can see it, and as you look into the sky, you can see it wrap around you. But it's a ring world. Somebody, something, created the entire freaking thing. Someone far beyond your comprehension as a human, even in the year 2552. There are these massive, beautiful structures throughout the ring, also made by the species. But those people who made them, they're nowhere to be found. What's the purpose of these structures? Where did the people go? What could have been enough of a threat to such an advanced race that would make them leave? Is that threat still here? In Subnautica, you crash land on an alien planet. Not a ring, but certainly not an earthly environment by any means. Your goal is to survive long enough so that a human ship will come and save you. The world you are put into is massive and beautiful, and similar to Halo, it gives you the feeling that you as a singular person have so much power in this larger-than-life world you've discovered. It truly is a massive place, and you're just one person who feels like you have all the impact, and it's truly kind of crazy. In Subnautica, you can discover the ruins from human builds. You can tell because they're made of the same blueprints as your stuff. And while some things are simply parts that have fallen from the crashed cruiser that landed here, with you and everyone else on board, others are bases established on land by fellow survivors, but they're abandoned. They're in ruins. You also discover alien buildings. These buildings prove that the aliens in this game are also far beyond human technology. But other than the wildlife, there's no aliens to be seen. There's no sentient life. What could have happened to them? What could have caused such an advanced species to leave this world? And are you going to have to face it yourself? So, both of the games have a mysterious and otherworldly soundtrack, with combinations of unique instruments, repeating themes, and even choir singing. I'll attempt to put two small audio clips in here, but if they don't show up, know that it's because the material is copyrighted and YouTube won't let me actually post a video with the audio in it. So, hopefully, here's some audio. Otherwise, you know what happened. One of the biggest shockers and true plot twists in Halo Combat Evolved is on the mission 343 Guilty Spark. you're introduced to a second enemy faction known as the Flood. I'm not going to go any further than this. If you don't want spoilers, that's all I'm going to go into, because you don't have to know what the Flood is, necessarily, because we haven't played the games yet. But, yeah, alright, spoiler warnings, I guess. The Flood are the reasons you don't see any of these mysterious alien species. They're known as the Forerunners that built these worlds. The Flood is a zombie-like infection that is gruesome and unstoppable. The only way to eliminate it is to eliminate its food source. All sentient life. Everything with a nervous system is prey to the Flood. The Flood creates a super intelligent hive mind and is capable of infecting the entire universe, as it did nearly before. The Halo rings turned out to be weapons that would fire and destroy all life in the universe, basically. And then they would send out life forms and reset the universe, basically, without the Flood in it. But the Flood was captured and kept in containers, because Forerunners are fucking stupid. And they didn't think about the fact that it might escape again. But the Forerunners are all dead. There was humans hundreds of billions of years ago that were insanely advanced, but they got reset, you know? But the Flood is this crazy zombie-like virus, and it wiped out the Forerunners and the Covenant. You were scared of the Covenant. The Covenant are beating humanity. And all of a sudden the virus comes in, and even the Covenant are terrified of it. In Subnautica, you also discover a virus. It's a plague. It's one that also infects all sentient life. It's not like a zombie-type virus or anything, but the virus is also why aliens who built these crazy science fiction monoliths have just abandoned this world of theirs and are nowhere to be found. It truly is oddly similar with the way that they both have these mysterious, larger-than-life structures that put you as a singular person in incredible power and give you this epic feeling, and both of them are abandoned because of a virus. Maybe not coronavirus, but a virus. In conclusion, I think that they're both incredibly unique games, but they are remarkably similar in some ways, and it's very strange, actually. And there's no doubt that the creators of Subnautica took heavy inspiration from Halo. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Alright, this is really just more of a side note. This isn't actually very important. But if you are a fan of Halo, and especially if you play Subnautica, this is kind of like a little thing I've noticed. While Halo Infinite seems to be taking more than one step in the right direction, like Halo Wars 2 did, and returning to the classic art style, Halo 4 and 5 are still very controversial, to say the least, in the Halo community. They have a very different art style change from the new developer 343 Industries, and the visual of the games tend to lean much more towards a more advanced sci-fi look, with all the little armor pieces like bending around the character and everything, you know? Kind of like almost Iron Man style. And the Forerunners were revealed, and were no longer much of a mystery. To be frankly honest, I think the environments in Subnautica, a game of a whole different genre, and a whole different IP, and a whole different developer, whole different publisher, does a much better job at recapturing the magic of the original Halo games. A better job than Halo does. Yeah. Hopefully, Halo Infinite can do a good job, though.